That was nice of you. Thanks.
I think I only saw one game in the group stage where Gyro was last picked, and that was for no one for Virtus Pro in one of their last games. It was a game against VGJ Storm.
XinQ is currently top of the CS board, 15-3. That's pretty impressive against an Ursa.
Envy getting pressured under the tower. They glyph for this too, and Tiny's coming in.
That is a smart glyph. Usually you save your glyph to be able to win the mid lane, but this is a great opportunity for them to put pressure onto Eternal Envy. They are going to be able to get him with the avalanche, slow him down. The death pull should be enough to finish him off, and that's going to be your first blood. XinQ picks it up on Eternal Envy.
Envy going down early.
Uh-oh, nice leap into an arrow. That was a cute little play from Universe. XCJ couldn't get there in time to be able to block it.
He might just juke it into the trees.
Tries to juke it into the trees, but that's a dead end, my friend. And they will trade 1 for 1 now. But also being able to heal himself off significantly, being able to get those hero kills. PYW has proven to be quite the menace here in this top lane. DJ, he just doesn't seem to have much of a lane at all. In fact, he just had to use the Icarus dive. When dive is on cooldown, he pretty much has no lane presence. What? He killed the courier with the tree. Nice little play there from PYW. And now they're going to close in on Eternal Envy, tossing it back into XinQ, being able to get a good death pulse in. He has a clap, just trying to slow them down. Good use, though. The Ghost Shroud is going to also slow down Eternal Envy, hoping to be able to keep pace
he's going to turn this.
But Eternal Envy sees the opportunity to be able to turn it around. They're slowed down for the attack speed by DJ, but Eternal Envy, he just pushed a little bit too far. XinQ, nice body block there from PYW. It's almost enough. They need another shot. He does have a tree. He's going to pick up the tree and take Eternal Envy down.
XinQ looked a little bit dicey there. He's used his Ghost Shroud offensively, but Envy just has to trust that his other lanes are going well.
And the truth is that bottom lane, GGG is being able to pick it up. He's actually over the
double stun right now. Yes. PYW in mid lane.
They're going to be able to get a nice avalanche out from PYW, almost finishing up Highlight Die. The Brain Sap will be able to keep him alive. Long range trade. He tried to go for the Nightmare block, but it wasn't good enough. Not quite fast. And PYW will be able to secure another one. Man, this support Tiny looks like a monster. Abed forced a rotation from XCJ. He cancels that TP though, staying by GGG's side in the bottom lane.
XP looking pretty good right now for Serenity.
Top lane, they're going to go for the dive. Eternal Envy super low, but trying to get the healing salve. He will be able to juke around a little bit, but the death pulse finds him. Couldn't really get far enough away. And DJ, he'll stick around, maybe collect some of the experience, but he really can't do anything to stop them.
And so far, I mean, Necro's such a beast of a hero. He doesn't have a lot of natural counters in this lineup anyways.
Yeah. Universe, they're going to deal with the missile. Pylai Die comes in from behind. They should be able to get it. Now the sleep, and good draw of aggro there. Pylai Die pulls the creeps to himself to make sure that Arrow has a free path to be able to line up on GGG and gets the kill. That was a cute little play from Pylai Die.
And they needed something like that as, again, top lane just being pressured. Envy forced into the jungle. PYW following him around.
4-2 as the 10-minute bounty runes are about to spawn. We're going to see both the teams try and position themselves to contest. That's why the Visage is here in the jungle right now. He really wants to make sure they can't actually steal that. PYW does manage to get it, gets the AoE stun onto the birds, but they're trying to target XinQ. He pops the Ghost Shroud to protect himself a little bit. Now the Lina on the other side does manage to hit up on the Bane. Reaper's Scythe will manage to finish all that off there. He's getting a little bit of heal off of the Death Pulse stacks, fortunately, and that just means Fnatic is going to have a hard time killing him, and they're going to try and go for the familiars. Abed goes for the resummon to prevent that bounty being given to Serenity. And this is maybe where you see the cracks start to form. All that pressure, anxiety, and fear of Serenity having that early lead. They try and offset that by going for this desperate gank in the bottom lane, and it just doesn't work. Pylai Die's gonna run to the smoke. Does manage to get the Nightmare on Selena. Quick wake up there from PYW, but it's not gonna be good enough to save Pylai Die's life. He still goes down 6-2. Represented a serious threat whenever he TP'd into mid to try and protect CYD. And so they just had to give up on those kills.
Hey, look at this farm progression right now by PYW. He's almost got his Blink Dagger. They're prioritizing this right now because they lack a little bit of initiation.
CYD does not have the Laguna Blade. Is coming up in a second here, but the sleep comes up.
He's got Fiend's Grip
just in time, and maybe with the Fiend's Grip. ZYD's all by himself. Ogre's going to try and come forward. He actually gives up on it. He says, that is too far of a distance for me to trek. I'm going to leave my core to die and try and get back to the Gyrocopter in bottom lane instead. So
you can see Fnatic, they wanted to try to grab that kill, transition that into a push. They bring so many heroes for that. And if you're Fnatic, you want to be able to take some towers so that you can open up some objectives, maybe even enable Envy to go for the Roshan, but Nothing feels too good here as...
Oh, Pylai Die just instantly gets the Laguna Blade. Yule Scepter goes on to prevent him from getting off the Nightmare or the Brain Sap. He finally does get it off on XCJ. Not able to get a kill from it, though. Again, every single time we start approaching those 5-minute bounty runes, we're going to have some sort of fight in these jungle areas, and that's exactly what Universe was trying to set up there with Pylai Die. Instead, they find too many heroes of Serenity.
Gonna be a 4K gold lead. Bounty runes right now. Fnatic still posturing forward.
Universe is going to throw an arrow to try and protect it. LSA goes out, and they do manage to get a really good slowdown there from the Phoenix. Yule Scepter goes off to be able to dodge a lot of damage. That just sets up the tiny millions, but he keeps on missing the sun. PYW, a beautiful setup, but it's not good enough. The Supernova already up. They have to retreat. With Alina dead, they have very little damage left. So Fnatic, they do manage to win this initial fight, but PYW, he does have another opportunity with that blink. They're going to go for the Yule Scepter from Shin-Q, slowing down this Visage. Now he jumps in with the familiars. They jumped in. They managed to hit the stun with a follow-up arrow. The Reaper Scythe is not going to be good enough. They completely whiffed that one. Now, maybe, just maybe with GGG, they will be able to pick up one kill, and that's Universe is out of leap charges. But still, a decent exchange there for Fnatic in the end, going 1 for 2.
Yeah, and he's just going to reset into farming a little bit. 2K gold lead. Still a relatively even game here for either side. And the smoke attempt from PYW.
PYW does manage to grab Pylai Die once again, the ensnare into the arrow. They just keep on focusing in this Bane, but they're going to trade off significantly here. PYW has a lot more farm than Pylai Die. True to his name, he just keeps on dying over and over again, so helps him against the Fire Spirits as well, right? When the egg goes down, get rid of that attack speed slow.
And everyone should have a BKB in this type of game.
Yeah. Does that include the Necrophos? Do you think he's going the right build? Centaur stun, nice double Centaur stun. The LSA's going to be a little bit too late for that one. And GGG just gets blown up. XCJ, he's going to be next on the firing line as Abed is able to take him down. The Soul Assumption just doing too much work, and Fnatic roll up. They finally see an opportunity. It feels like the first time that Fnatic get a clean win in this game.
Not a whole lot that they can do about this. Still 2 heroes dead. Serenity, they're thinking about this, but it's going to be way too late.
Yeah, it's not like Fnatic was trying to hide that Roshan attempt whatsoever. It either forces the enemy team to overcommit to be able to kill the egg, and then they lose the fight, or they have to just run away from the egg, and that just gives a lot of opportunities for arrows or Fiend's Grip.
Oh, Pylai Die.
Speaking of that, man, he's going to get the Nightmare off. Caught by the LSA, though, and dead
Pylai
again.
Die doesn't care. Because look at this, PYW.
Tries to get in there. Fnatic this time around do not manage to trade Pylai Dies for anything worth it. In fact, if anything, Abed may be caught here. PYW is going to toss it back into the team. That is a beautiful placement. They do throw out the Supernova, but there's so much damage to be able to protect it. The arrow's going to come in, but the egg does explode still with all of Serenity focusing it down. Abed, this time he overextends himself.
Fnatic, this is what we were talking about. Mid-tower with the Aegis. You need to be able to grab this. Serenity, you don't want to give this up for free. There's no pressure being applied on the side lanes. Universe is going to connect to the rest of his team. This should be the big fight.
He feels like he's so tanky, and he might be right. The Yule Scepter being used on an enraged Ursa. That was not the initiation. In the middle of everyone. The Supernova, it does manage to go throw down, but the BKB activated by GGG with a flat cannon does manage to take that out. And now, Fnatic just falling apart now. This best of one, they get all wiped. And Aegis come back here for Eternal Envy's Ursa, but he's got nowhere to run to. He can't blink out. That is 6 people dead from Fnatic, all for an Ogre.
And they wanted that tower, but the execution of it was so sloppy. They don't have BKB on their Ursa. It's so hard for them to take this engagement. 9K is the deficit. Tier 3 tower about to fall. Fnatic, where's your defense?
He's going to try and go now. Goes for PYW with that in range. Instantly hit by the LSA. All that damage slayed up. Universe comes in with a BKB. Still focusing on that support. Tiny with a Fiend's Grip. They will be able to take him down, but Serenity, they're going to call that fine. They take a tier 3. You take a Tiny. We'll accept that trade-off as long as the Gyrocopter and the Lina are able to take out that Supernova from the Phoenix. They feel good about winning a team fight.
And they know that Roshan is up soon. Serenity smoked up. They want to try to find a core here.
PYW leading the way. His smoke is going to pop first. He blinks the wrong direction. Universe is able to leap away. Arrow misses there. DJ's on the side. They spotted out with the Death Pulse. Eternal Envy's going to be found here. PYW, he may not have caught Universe, but Eternal Envy goes down instead.
Pylai Die. Sleep onto the Necro.
And it seems like Fnatic were having troubles being able to win team fights, even with him in the game. Fnatic are going to go for a 3-man smoke. Are they going to stumble into the Roshan attempt? They're going to throw out the arrow.
Oh, the arrow hits.
Q, that's pretty good. He's at half HP. They may just try and get this one. XCJ, he's going to try and stop someone. Stop Highlight from being able to get the script, but it's still enough to be able to take out Shin Q. But now Fnatic have to start retreating. XCJ, a little bit target alert. They do manage to get a Nightmare out on Selena, trying to set up on him, but he managed to get off the BKB before the birds drop. Now PYW comes in and just starts beating down PYW.
And he's got some bashes.
Supernova already going down. He does manage to get the bashes coming in, but it's not enough to be able to win that fight. But maybe on the Lina, it's almost enough. The Reaper's Scythe is not enough to be able to stop him from killing the Lina. And now Shin Q has to start backing away from Eternal Envy with no go shot up for 3 seconds. They do manage to get the stuns. He gets a little bit of a Spirit Vessel. Shin Q is still surviving though, and Fnatic retreat back to their shrine. GGG threatening them with the missiles. But Fnatic underneath the shrine will feel like they can still reset. Serenity, they're fine with the way the team fight is gone because they can go straight back into Roshan and claim that Aegis and Cheese.
Everyone popped back for that on both teams, as the Aegis and Cheese is going to go towards Serenity. Like you said, the gold lead heavily favoring Fnatic.
Honestly, Fnatic, just a display of brilliance, seeing that opportunity of the arrow and taking full advantage of it. Even if they don't get the Roshan themselves, they now have a window back into this game.
Envy buys out his BKB. This is the big fight. Serenity, they need to grab a Rax here.
YW just goes for the quick kill on to Pylai Die. DJ comes in, does manage to hit some pretty good fire spirits, throws out the Supernova now. That's why GGG goes in. They need to be able to get the bash to protect the Supernova, and it's not good enough. GGG may die, but that's just going to be the Aegis, and there is going to be no go down. Universe is doing pretty good, but Envy still ends up falling. Abed gets some really good control, but there's just no damage to follow it up as Universe has already blown his BKB. They're going to finish off the Familiars and probably take the lane of Rax as well.
Serenity should be aware of that.
No Familiars, no BKB, but Serenity, they're going to play it safe. Lead for Serenity, 1 lane of Rax as well. And a best of 1 elimination match at TI. Serenity, they gotta be feeling really good about themselves as long as they just don't get over eager.
Oh, Shin Q, he's gonna get spotted out.
He's gonna be Fiend script up, and Eternal Envy instantly pounces on that. Shin Q is gone, and Team Serenity must retreat.
That is 100 seconds down for the Necro.
Oh boy. Instead of just being a distraction, which for the most part, that's what it's been.
The early gem pickup from the Ogre is gonna pay off. Fnatic now playing blind, but they're gonna smoke up anyways with no vision.
Pylai Die, he's going to be the first one to break the smoke. XCJ is on the front lines as well. PYW is going to jump in, try and go for the Bane. Universe immediately tries to see that opportunity to go for him, but they're also blowing up Abed. Reaper's Scythe comes in, takes him out. He does have a buyback. Eternal Envy turning with his BKB, but they just kite him around. This is the power of the Scotty and the Gyrocopter. Eternal Envy has nothing to be able to hold on to. The Moonlight Shadow drops the sentry, and there goes Envy. Fnatic now going to be forced to probably use a 3rd buyback here as they've already blown both Abeds and Pylai Dies. I highly doubt Serenity. Slowly but surely, maybe not so slow, PYW does a lot of damage onto that tier 3. So Fnatic, they've got to come up with a response and fast. Otherwise, they will no longer have that tier 3 to rely on. Shin Q takes a lot of damage here. There goes that Aeon Disc, and he will be able to protect it. The Supernova goes down, but they get the Fiend Script onto the jar. Come to the Supernova, still dies from ZYD. He managed to focus that on the back lines. Universe tried to go for the assassination attempt on Selena, couldn't quite get it and dies instead. He does have a buyback, but he's holding on to it now as he sees that his team is successfully repelling Serenity.
But they're still 5-man strong right now. They've got the refresher on a Shin Q.
And they've already popped that, so they've got a 2nd round of the Aeon Disc. Jump in from PYW, he jumps and tries to take Eternal Envy, and he managed to get the Laguna Blade. There goes Eternal Envy, there comes the buyback, and Reaper's Scythe cuts down the Phoenix with no buyback either. He's dead for 2 minutes. And arrow comes out, another swing and a miss there from Fnatic as they just seem to have no lockdown. Pylai Die, he's just gonna die to flat cannon shots, not like this, Fnatic. A lane of Rax gone. Serenity, they see 1 more to go, and they will have Megas, and they'll probably have the game in the bag.
Fnatic, if you get Mega here, that might just be all their hopes and dreams.
Trying to jump in, immediate Yule Scepter from CYD, stopping Eternal Envy. He tries to turn, but he can't really go on Shin Q. He's already ghost shredded, so he goes PYW, but he's the last man standing. Eternal Envy calls it GG from Fnatic. Team Serenity will move on in the International, and Fnatic will be eliminated.
That is such a disappointing result for Fnatic. One of the 2 Canadian players in this tournament, Envy, now knocked out.
He got the opportunity to play on the main stage. He's been in that situation so many times, but never in front of the home crowd, never in front of Vancouver.